All right, this is gonna be part 3 of the Joust restore. I think we're just gonna focus on the bezel today because I gotta do a lot of body work. But at least now we got an idea of what this thing is gonna look like. I just taped up the bezel on a piece of existing plexiglass I had when this was a 10-yard fight. And I messed up. I should have gotten the adhesive backed bezel, because right now it's just paper and just sitting on there. So what I'm gonna do to kind of fix that is actually I'm gonna put another piece of plexiglass over top of this piece of plexiglass, kind of like sandwiching in between. All right, so I got the bezel on the plexiglass. Well, it's not on the plexiglass, it's just taped to it. I need to, I gotta trim this excess, whatever the hell this is, vinyl, I guess? Just the stuff that's hanging over the top and actually the top, this one doesn't ever hang at all. Interesting. So yeah, just shave off the bottom so that we can get this thing mounted in, make this guy look somewhat presentable again. So I got this on here. Let me see if I can set the tripod up so you can see what's going on. Okay, so we clip that on, clip this side on. Doesn't slide on me. And actually, what would work great is if I had. Oh, this might be too long. A straight edge. I think this will work. So, unclamp you. Unclamp. This will just help make sure the cut's nice and even. My problem is it's so damn big, I don't even know if I can manage this ruler. Yeah, that's good. So I need to trim about an inch off. And if we're not perfectly straight, it's not a huge deal. This is actually, the control panel comes up to about here, so even if it's jagged, you're not gonna see that mess. Razor blade. I know I just had one. Actually, let's use an X-Acto knife. Let's be exact with the X-Acto knife instead of the jacked up drywall knife. All right, here goes nothing. Cool. The hell out of here. So now we got our, well, halfway done. What I'm actually gonna do, actually I don't know if I'm gonna put this in there. So I have another piece of plexiglass that I'm actually gonna put on top of this one to kind of sandwich this piece in, and I think it'll just look a little bit better. Plus the original plexiglass I'm working with is kind of beat up, so I can't put the bezel behind it. Or you're just going to see scratches and a whole bunch of leftover paint from the 10-yard fight that I chiseled off. So, I guess next step is to trim some plexiglass. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing over here. Oh, come on. Okay, so we got top piece, well, will be the bottom piece, but on top now, this is the old Marquee, old plexiglass. This is the new piece that's on the very bottom, sandwiched in between is the bezel. So I need to trim this excess piece off up to this point just so it fits in the machine. So I got it clamped off. Damn, you really can't see anything. My tripod blows, by the way. Doesn't move very easily. Anyway, so I'm just gonna draw a line here. don't think this Sharpie works. Very poorly. There we go. All right. So now I can unclamp. This piece off and put it somewhere where it's not going to get messed up. Okay, so now we got our line. This piece needs to come off. Let's do, actually, oh, check this out. Forgot I even bought this. Plastic sheet and other material cutter. And I'm gonna read the instructions because I'm an ass and I don't want to make sure I break this stuff. Draw a line of protective paper where material is to be cut using a straight edge. Did that. Place point of blade at the edge of material. Apply firm pressure and draw across full width sheave up to 5 to 6 passes. Okay, so you literally just score it. So essentially it's just a razor blade with a cool handle. Let's branch out of here. Straight edge. Oh my god. I'm breaking shit. This might work out pretty well. I really need to get a workbench. I'm actually using a foosball table as a workbench right now. Definitely buy some of these cheap clips. I've used these millions of times. Whether you're holding down, making sure something's glued, or making sure something doesn't move while you're applying like a decal, like we did with the overlay. And now we're gonna use it again to cut this stupid plexiglass. Alright, let's see what we did. Yeah, it seemed to cut. Alright, so now what you do is take this shit up. Let's take this over to an actual table. Alright, so what you're going to do is find a flat-ish surface, line your crease that you just cut with the outer edge of the table or whatever the hell you're using. If you don't have a table, your foosball table, your empty arcade cabinet. And then you just want to... Oh, I hate fucking doing this. Push it this way? Yeah, it'd have to be this way. It wouldn't make sense to push it the opposite way. Alright, the fact that it's not snapping now makes me think I didn't cut it well enough. So let me get the blade again. And I can't find one. Awesome. see if this works now. Yeah, bitch. See, motherfucker. Alright, so I messed up this piece of plexiglass like I do every time I cut plexiglass. You can see the line where it was supposed to break, and look, right, this is where it actually broke. I'm actually like an inch off. So this piece of plexiglass is pretty much junk. I'm gonna keep it there just in case I need to do like a protective plexiglass over top of like an overlay control panel. Actually, I might put on this overlay. I don't know. We'll see. So it's not completely trash. It sucks that now I gotta cut another piece. So I took a trip to Home Depot and picked up another piece. Did the same process, cut the line or drew the line. But I'm taking a different approach. Instead of trying to score it and break it, I'm just gonna straight up saw that son of a bitch off with a Dremel tool. So let's see if this works any better. Okay. One thing, don't forget your safety goggles. Safety first. Luckily for me, I have these costume steampunk goggles because I can't find my actual safety goggles. But we're not doing any spot welding, so this should be sufficient. Everything's just gonna be green. Let's give this a try. Well, that didn't take too long. But guess what? We got a straight line now. Maybe not the most efficient way to do this. If you know how to score and snap it correctly, that's probably your best bet. But the closest Home Depot to me is about 30 minutes away, and I really didn't feel like driving back out, so I just screw it. Use the Dremel tool. So I just gotta clean up some of this. It's like essentially just melting through. It's cutting, but it's melting at the same time because it's so fast. So I gotta clean up some of this melted, leftover, whatever. So, but I think we're in good shape. Relatively straight. Clean it up. Maybe lightly sand the edge, and we should be good. Alright, so I went ahead and just dropped it in to see if I had to like shave off any more. And it looks like it's actually fitting pretty well. It's a little snug on like, cause it wasn't a perfectly straight line when I cut it, but it worked. I just pushed it through, and it seems to be pretty sturdy. It looks a little cloudy right now because I left the protective plastic on the other sheet of plexiglass, so that should be a little bit brighter. So yeah, this is pretty much done. I think I wanna. See, I don't know if I'm gonna like glue this. I really don't think there's a need for it. I might just mount the bezel on the back side, the original plexiglass, and then just kind of slide this new one on top whenever I go to install it for real. You know, I think that is what I'm gonna do. Because if anything happens to this plexiglass, I can just rip it off and replace it, and then I'm still left with the good stuff underneath. So let's get rid of that blue tape and see what it'll look like. Just kidding. I'm gonna put the tape actually on the other side. Just kind of hold this in place. And you're not gonna see it because this is dark. If you have a lighter colored bezel for whatever game, maybe just use Scotch tape. I don't know. But you just don't want it to slide around when you go to put it up. So, actually. Okay. Now let's clean up any junk that's left over. I'm just using a Armor All glass cleaner wipe. Actually, running a little low. Damn. Just because we're going to put the other plexiglass on top of this, I don't want to trap any dirt and dust and melted plastic and all that crap. Damn, this thing is filthy. Okay, let's put the other piece on. Two pieces of that. One piece. There's another one on this side. Okay, new piece on top. Let you guys see what it looks like. So not too bad. It looks a lot better without that cloudy plastic cellophane over top of the plexiglass. So I think this actually looks, so this is actually 2 pieces of plexiglass rather than just having the bezel stuck on top of the outside one or behind it, just to give it a little bit more, I don't know, the illusion of being glass. Okay, so yeah, bezel is done, mofos. So much more work. Anyway, so I guess we'll just stick to just the bezel for this video. Marquee, there's not a whole lot that needs to be done. I mean, it's already, when I ordered this from GameOnGraphics.com, I had them put it on a piece of plexiglass just because I know how much of a pain in the balls it is to stick things to plexiglass evenly, or in this case, even cut the friggin' plexiglass. So it was like an extra like 15 or 20 bucks just to get it already mounted for you. So really all we gotta do is, for the Marquee, is just pop it in place. Like, just give you an idea of what it's gonna look like. I'll just throw it in right now. Ta-da! So, Marquee and bezel are done. But I think I have to fix this light. I want to say it worked before I gutted it. And this thing's gonna look pretty sweet when it's backlit. So, I think next, we're probably gonna be doing some body work. So we can either do body work on the cab next, or we can go over here and work on this monitor, which needs a cap kit. I think I'm just gonna do a speed up video on that, because putting in caps is pretty damn boring and it's a time consuming process. But I'll turn the camera back on to normal speed whenever I go to test it out, just in case I blow any caps, because that's going to be pretty entertaining. But it would suck too. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I'll see you guys next time.